Joined now by Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who earlier today provided an update on the state's response to COVID-19. Governor, you said in your news conference that everyone knows the safe decisions of wearing a mask, washing hands, and staying home if need be, but they're not being followed, especially if you have more cases in the state of people under the age of 30. So if people insist on not following the rules, why continue to open the state?
Well, first, the state has been open consistent with information that has been provided and protocols established by the 4 doctors who are on the medical team that advise us. And they set the standards for establishments like bars and restaurants. And what we have found in some places is that some of these bars, they're not following what the protocols are. And that is one reason why we have seen an increase in the number of people under the age of 30 who are testing positive. And that is also why you probably have heard that the TABC is going to be out in force, because they've cast the warning now. And if any establishment serving alcohol is not following the rules, they stand to have their license suspended for 30 days the first time, for 60 days the second time. And so we believe there will be better compliance going forward. That said, just very quickly, and that is, you mentioned the number of people testing positive in El Paso at 37. Listen, El Paso is moving in the right direction. El Paso had challenges when we opened up more, when you were testing more people than that positive every day. And since then, the state of Texas worked with El Paso County and your mayor to make sure we were providing the resources needed to get the coronavirus under control. If you look at the hospitalizations and if you look at the number of people testing positive, it looks like El Paso has been doing a pretty good job.
Well, you talk about the TABC getting the attention of bar owners. Well, how do you get the attention of everyone else? The people who go out in public, refuse to wear a mask, who may not be washing their hands, who just don't want to stay home?
One thing we have an obligation to do is to remind people something that candidly is kind of easy to forget. And that is, as summer has come, as the early months of the coronavirus have now gone behind us, some people think, well, the COVID-19 disease has left the state. People need to understand that until we have medicines that are capable of treating COVID-19, it is still in Texas, it is still in Mexico, it is still across the United States of America and across the entire world. Everybody needs to understand, because it is still out there, there's only one way that you can prevent yourself from getting COVID-19. Number one, stay at home if you can. If you cannot stay at home, if you have to go out, wear a face mask, sanitize your hands, keep your distance. You have the ultimate and really the only ability to make sure you do not get COVID-19 by following those rules. If you do that, you won't get it and you won't spread it to anybody else.
Finally, Governor, you have school districts here in El Paso working to plan for the fall. What do you see as the best case and worst case scenarios for the districts going forward?
The best case scenario for education is that students will return to the school setting in classrooms with teachers, with other students, engaged in activities like they were at the beginning of school last year. There will be better safety standards in place, standards that will ensure that they reduce the spread of COVID-19. All that said, you and your viewers and your educators in the region can expect an announcement from the Texas Education Agency sometime later this week or next week that will provide more details about the opening of schools.
Governor Greg Abbott, as always, thank you, sir, for your time. We appreciate you joining us today.